LSU and A&M. Our prediction for that game is already out there. If you have seen that Tuesday show, you know we think LSU is going to win that football game. I want to take it a step further. I think LSU wins that football game, and I think Garrett Nussmeier launches himself into the Heisman conversation. The reason for that being, Texas A&M, going to play a lot of man coverage. God bless them. Nothing wrong with that. We've seen A&M throughout the course of this year be susceptible to the explosive play. LSU, they got some dogs in the perimeter now, most notably Kyron Lacey. And Joe Sloan, we've seen him now throughout the course of the year toss the keys to Garrett Nussmeier and say, hey, Gumbo Gunslinger, I'm sure that's what he calls him, take us to the promised land. 4th and 5 against Ole Miss, y'all have heard me say this a lot, they call verts. The lowest number of pass attempts Garrett Nussmeier has had to this point in the season is 34. Translation, they're going to let him spin. So in this massive spot on the road, both teams undefeated in the SEC, it's the game of the weekend. Garrett Nussmeier, I think he balls out. I think he has a massive day production-wise, and I think LSU wins that football game behind those big numbers from Garrett Nussmeier, and the Nuss bus is in the carpool lane on the highway headed towards the Heisman Trophy conversation. College football sickos, make sure you're subscribed right here to the On3 YouTube channel. College football, nothing but college football year-round, the way that you want it discussed. We appreciate you in advance for being subscribed. Colorado, man, they're about to roll Cincinnati. They're about to roll Cincinnati. And we said last week when they played Arizona, they were 3.5-point dogs on the road. We're like, hey, that doesn't look right to us. They're about to body bag Arizona. They went out and did exactly that. And we'll have more of a discussion around Colorado later in the show. But Cincinnati, their defense, they're allowing 8 yards a pass. That's 96th in America. What does Colorado do at a high level? Any guesses? Bueller. They throw the football. All right, Shedeur Sanders is about to have a tremendous day at the office. He's about to eat very good, buffet style. Nothing fluky about Colorado, y'all. I'll just say that. Nothing fluky. Again, we have more thoughts on that later in the show, but we're just calling our shot right now. That 5.5-point spread, go ahead and take that to the bank and pay for those Christmas presents just a little bit early out there if you're into that. Now, Notre Dame, man, big game against Navy, right? Historic matchup, traditional matchup. This one's going to be played at MetLife Stadium, so there'll be just an extra degree of production to this game. And Navy, man, God bless them, undefeated, ranked. I think we all are, as a collective, just human race, rooting for an academy to make the college football playoff. But here's the deal, man. Notre Dame's going to win this football game. Not going to be close. And that's not me down on Navy. We'll talk more about Navy and Army later in the show. Navy can very much so still make the college football playoff if they do get steamrolled by Notre Dame. But here's the deal, man. For Notre Dame, this is not a look-ahead spot. This is not a letdown spot. Every game since the NIU loss, which we'll talk about more in just a little bit, has been a we have to play our best football kind of spot. And I understand the academies, both Army and Navy, have evolved a little bit with their offensive philosophies, but it's still predicated on stopping the run. Notre Dame stops the run as well as most anybody in the country, top 20 in terms of yards per carry allowed, 3.3. They're going to be locked in. They're going to play great football, and they will, I believe, have a good showing. I think they're going to roll past Navy. Now, here's one more, or a couple more I want to get to. Now, Oklahoma, they play Ole Miss in Oxford. They are right around 20-point dogs. Oklahoma, I don't believe, is going to win this football game. That's not the shot we're calling. What I just want us to all be aligned on here is Jackson Arnold is as dangerous as he has ever been as the quarterback at Oklahoma. There's a great philosopher during our time right now. His name is Future, and he has a quote where he just says, mask off. That's Jackson Arnold right now, y'all. That's him, because guess what? He got benched, and there was the whole conversation around, well, is he going to portal after the season? Oklahoma, the year hasn't gone how you wanted it to go. Now he's renamed the starter. Your offensive coordinator is fired. We said it earlier in the week, like, his give-a-darn should be 0. And when you play someone with a give-a-darn at 0, that's a dangerous thing, especially when that person is the quarterback. I promise you, he is going to unhitch the trailer this weekend. He will push it deep. If he sees something he likes, I do not expect him to hesitate for one iota of a second, all right? So with that being the case, Ole Miss, you want to kind of sleepwalk out there, and you want to, kind of lick your wounds a little bit and feel sorry for yourself because of how the LSU game went. Jackson Arnold, he's already living in a different dimension right now. Like, he is just mentally in a different planet right now. He's not worried about the pressure from the preseason and what Oklahoma was supposed to be in first year in the SEC. He's like, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Let's sling it. Now, hear me clearly. I'm not predicting by any stretch of the imagination at this point in time that Jackson Arnold is not somehow at Oklahoma next year. That conversation we'll get to down the road. But I do just think with the overall like emotional state of where I would be if I got benched, my offensive coordinator gets fired, and then I'm back in the saddle and our team has nothing to lose, like I'm going to let it rip. I'm going to let it rip, and I'm going to smoke him if I got him. So watch that for Jackson Arnold this week against Ole Miss. One more I want to get to here, Miami and Florida State. This will not be a game. However, I do think we see Miami play their first complete game since Florida because we saw them play lackluster against Va-Tech. Okay, Friday night, you make that excuse. Then they go across country, late night on a Saturday. Game day's there for Cal. Okay, maybe that was Cal's Super Bowl, whatever. We move right along. You play Louisville, and you win the football game. Your defense, for whatever reason, missed the memo that the game was happening at noon, and they just were a no-show. This is the spot now where I think this roster, rivalry setting, you got some extra emotional juice there. I think they show up in a big way, and I think we see them, again, maybe it's not the statement win that Miami would, have liked to have because Florida State is Florida State right now, and it's unfortunate for them to be in the situation they're in. But for Miami, again, I think they put it all together in this spot, and we see them look sharp. So those are the shots we're calling here for Week 9 of the college football season. Hey, get at me on the Twitters and the Instagrams, at JD PicKell, and let me know what shots you're calling, all right?